Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Elizabeth Doroba. Valentine's Day kicked off with a bang at the Berwick Area High School today as life skills students from around the area gathered for a morning of dancing and fun. The annual event was held at the Berwick Area High School Gymnasium, and life skills students from 8 different schools around the area were invited to attend, meet new people, dance, and have fun. We spoke with para-educator Deb Labaugh to learn more about the annual dance.
It's a nice gathering, and we look at it as something that perhaps maybe would be looked at as their own prom that they would come to. And so it also gives them a chance to get together with people that they've gone to school with. Maybe they've attended other districts, or the other district students have attended here. But they get together and they form friendships. So it's really a nice event. And as you can hear the music in the background, and they get out and they dance. There's plenty of food involved. And so it's just a nice gathering for everybody.
We also spoke with Berwick School Council Vice President Carson Whitner, who told us why this event is so special.
I think what makes this dance so special is the fact that it's multiple schools coming together for a dance. You don't really see that too often, and especially in a lot of the events we do. So the fact that so many schools come together and just have fun without even knowing each other, and you just meet while dancing and just have a great time.
Some of the life skills students told us about their favorite parts of the dance.
My favorite song is Gone Country. Song I knew, Comboy, around the same age.
Good, and I like it. I like a dance, and I like foods.
The Valentine's Day dance was held from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Emergency crews responded to a second alarm house fire in Nescopeck Borough Tuesday night. Fire companies from Nescopeck Borough, Salem Township, Espy, and Hazel Township all responded to the scene at 527 Broad Street around 8 o'clock p.m. It is unknown at this time if any injuries were sustained in the blaze. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A man charged with the murder of Cindy Lou Ashton in Wilkes-Barre Township has requested a bench trial in place of a jury of his peers. Anthony Dean Shaw faces 1 count of criminal homicide after police say he fatally stabbed his estranged girlfriend in her apartment on Nicholson Street in 2018. The case has seen several delays after an East Orange police officer, conducting a welfare check on Shaw, performed an illegal search and discovered a wealth of incriminating evidence, including knives, bloody clothes, and a note apologizing to Ashton's family. The jury selection for the trial was scheduled to begin on February 23rd. However, as a bench trial, Shaw's fate will be decided solely by Luzerne County President Judge Michael T. Vo, rather than by 12 members of a jury. The trial is expected to last about a week. Shaw remains in the Luzerne County Correctional Facility without bail. A man is facing charges after police say he assaulted a coworker with a metal pipe. According to Berwick Police, the incident occurred on October 20th at AFC Industries on South Poplar Street. During the incident, police say Alex Victoriano struck his coworker, Jimmy Watts, with a metal pipe multiple times. Officials say the assault caused serious injury to Watts and required surgical repair at a nearby hospital. Victoriano was arrested and taken into custody on January 5th. He faces 1 count of attempted aggravated assault in connection with the incident. Scranton police are asking the public for help in locating the individual shown on screen. The suspect is wanted for questioning in connection with a burglary that occurred at 41 Poplar Street on January 14th. Anyone with information regarding the suspect's identity is asked to contact Scranton Police Detectives at 570-348-4139. A man is facing charges after Wilkes-Barre Township Police say he fell over onto the roadway in a zombie-like state. According to police, Alexander McKeon had been holding a sign when he fell over into the roadway, causing an onlooker to call 911. When police arrived on scene, officers say McKeon proceeded to flee from police. McKeon was eventually apprehended following a short foot chase. Police say McKeon was found to be in possession of heroin packets. It was also discovered that there were 3 outstanding warrants for McKeon's arrest. McKeon was arrested and taken to the Luzerne County Correctional Facility. He faces charges of public nuisance, disorderly conduct, loitering, and use/possession of drug paraphernalia, among other charges. Coming up on WYLN News, Trinity Lutheran Church prepares for their annual pork and sauerkraut dinner. Plus, the City of Wilkes-Barre issues a Code Blue designation for the remainder of the week. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name's Haley. I'm 4. And the weather tomorrow is going to be snowy.
Weather Kids is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Your health deserves a partner.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Hi everybody, I'm Dr. John, this is Ryan. This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Stay tuned, it's going to be an exciting show. We're talking about how cold laser could maybe help patients who were not maybe as helped as much by their medical doctors or chiropractors. So stay tuned this week.
Welcome back to WYLN News. A Whitehaven council member has filed to run against State Senator David Argel for the 29th District seat in the Pennsylvania Senate. Democrat John Zugarek will run against Argel, a Republican from Schuylkill County, in the April 23rd primary election. No other candidates have been listed for the district. The 29th District includes Schuylkill and Carbon counties, as well as several communities in southern Luzerne County. 2 candidates have also filed to run for the 27th District seat in the Pennsylvania Senate. In the primary election, incumbent state senator Linda Schlegel-Culver, a Republican from Northumberland County, will seek her first full 4-year term after being elected during a special election in January of 2023. Patricia Lawton, a Democrat from Columbia County, will also be running for the 27th District seat after losing to Culver during the special election in January of 2023. The 27th District includes Columbia, Montour, Snyder, and Northumberland counties, as well as several communities in western and central Luzerne County. Trinity Lutheran Church in Hazleton will be hosting their annual pork and sauerkraut dinner on Monday, February 19th. We spoke with Pastor Wayne Kaufman about the event.
We are preparing for our annual pork and sauerkraut supper. It will be held on President's Day, Monday, February the 19th from 4 to 7 p.m. Snow date is on February the 24th, same hours, 4 to 7 p.m.
Kaufman also told us about the meal participants can expect at the event.
For $12 adults, $6 for children under 12, you get pork, sauerkraut, green beans, applesauce, a roll, and butter. And it's takeout only, and you can enter by the Hemlock Street entrance.
Kaufman said the proceeds from the dinner will benefit the church.
This goes to help cover the costs of running our congregation. The cost of operating a church these days is tremendous, and we're a small congregation. We open our building to the community for our nursery kindergarten. We have Girl Scouts here, we have AA here, and oftentimes we host other events here.
The dinner is a huge effort, and Kaufman told us his favorite part of the event.
I do enjoy, we have a lot of faithful people who come to all our fundraisers, and I do enjoy the opportunity to see them and get a chance to talk to them and thank them for supporting us.
The takeout dinner will be held at Trinity Lutheran Church, located on Church and Hemlock Streets in Hazleton. To place an order or to volunteer, you can call 570-454-3492, extension 10. The City of Wilkes-Barre has issued a Code Blue for the remainder of the week. A Code Blue designation is issued when the National Weather Service forecasts temperatures below 20 degrees or snowfall amounts of over 10 inches. During the Code Blue, the Keystone Mission Innovation Center on East Union Street will serve as an emergency shelter. Guests hoping to utilize the shelter must arrive between 8 o'clock p.m. and 9 o'clock p.m. and leave by 7 o'clock a.m. the following morning. The Code Blue is in effect until Sunday, February 18th. For additional information about the Code Blue program or to volunteer, you can contact the Keystone Mission at 570-871-4795, extension 404. Coming up on Nanacoke's News Choice, Ryan Frosick is back on Let's Talk Sports. Plus, we kick off National Heart Month on Wellness Wednesday. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cher's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cher's is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome back to a Wednesday edition of Let's Talk Sports. And we're going to start off local today with the Hazleton area girls and boys bowling teams. I'm happy to report that they are both going to regionals. They both qualified this past week for the regional event, and they will join 3 sophomores competing individual events in Owen Hauser, Kira Stahora, and Riley Nehe. So awesome stuff. Congrats to them. And I want to tease a little something because we're probably going to have, and by probably I mean definitely, we're going to have the bowling coaches on here on Let's Talk Sports to preview regionals for the teams and individuals. So look forward to that one that'll be coming up soon. Regionals is March 1st through the 3rd, so we will have that segment for you before then. So exciting stuff going on in Hazleton area. And if you haven't checked out the Good News Monday we did in the bowling team these past couple weeks as they were heading into regionals, you should check that out on our Facebook page. Highly recommend that one. It was a great time interviewing all the bowlers and coaches. So now, since football season's over, we're transitioning into a weird period for sports. And right now it's only basketball going as one of the main three sports. Hockey I don't follow as much, but I'll make sure to highlight the Stanley Cup when that happens. So 2 of the 4 sports are currently going. But we're going to talk some basketball today because we're heading up on the All-Star break. The NHL had theirs this past week with All-Star team captains and a whole event. It looked pretty cool. They did a good job. And we'll see what the NBA has to offer. The dunk contest looks decent this year, and the three-point contest is loaded as always. I'm interested to see the skills competition and how that plays out. And then they also have the three-point contest between Sabrina Ionescu and Steph Curry. So I'll choose my winner for that one later in the week. And then this weekend, previewing a little bit, we also have a UFC event. So fun stuff. But last night we saw the Celtics take down the Nets 118-110. And, you know, they're the best in the East. They're 42-12. And Jason Tatum went out there and just proved he's one of the best in the league. 41 points and 14 boards. Obviously, the Nets have been struggling all year. We thought they were going to trade away a lot of their pieces, and they just didn't. They kept Cam Thomas and Mikal Bridges when they could have got a hefty return for them, but they traded away some depth and got some quality future pieces back. We also saw the Thunder take down the Magic 127-113. The Thunder are way ahead of schedule on their rebuild as they have several quality pieces along Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They had Jalen Williams, who scored 33 points last night. They also have Chet Holmgren, who is playing his technical rookie year. And, he missed his last year with injury, his technical rookie year. So, and the Magic, Paulo Banchero, the number 1 pick in that draft with Chet Holmgren. He played well last night, but it just wasn't enough to overcome the Thunder, who are title contenders in the West. We also saw the Heat defeat the Bucks 123-97. Doc Rivers and these Bucks are struggling. I don't know what it is, but they're just... They fired their last coach, A.J. Griffin, and I think that might have been a mistake because coming from the Philly fan in me, I know what Doc Rivers is about as a coach, and this kind of sums it all up. So a big loss last night. And we also had the Suns take down the Kings 130-125. It almost had the sign to being a classic, but Devin Booker and company pulled away late on a couple of misses by De'Aaron Fox. But it's not to say the Kings stars didn't perform. De'Aaron Fox added 40 points, and Domantas Sabonis had a triple-double, 35 points, 18 rebounds, and 12 assists. But Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and company were too much. Durant had 28, Booker had 25 in the win, as the Suns are trying to compete with their big three, although Bradley Beal did get hurt. They're trying to compete in the loaded Western Conference with the Clippers, Nuggets, Thunder. It's a tough West out there. So we will see how this all shapes up as we head into All-Star Weekend. And like I said, we'll recap that later in the week, probably tomorrow. And then Friday we will preview the UFC event 298, Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilia Topuria. I've been hyping up Topuria for months now, and now the odds have shifted from Topuria being a underdog to a pick'em. I don't know how I feel about probably one of the greatest featherweights of all time being a pick'em in a fight, but I'll give my picks later in the week. I still got a little tape study to do on these guys. But that does it for this edition of Let's Talk Sports. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a good one.
And you will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like FlexSteel, La-Z-Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network. We want your child to be our WYLN weather kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your weather kid video today. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday and happy Heart Month. Today, I am with our Associate Chief of the Division of Cardiology, Dr. Yakub Mahidin, and we are going to talk about atrial fibrillation. Am I saying that correct, or AFib?
That's correct. AFib, atrial fibrillation. AFib is just a shortened version of atrial fibrillation.
So tell us, what is AFib?
Atrial fibrillation is an arrhythmia. And arrhythmia is irregular activity of the contractions of the heart muscle. So the heart has four main chambers, two top chambers and two bottom chambers. Normally, in a normal functioning healthy heart, the top chamber beats, and followed by that, the bottom chamber beats. In atrial fibrillation, the top chamber can beat from anywhere from 200 to 300, 400 beats per minute. And the bottom chamber can beat irregularly. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's just in the normal range, 80 to 100 beats per minute. But usually with atrial fibrillation, there's irregular activity of the heart.
So what kind of symptoms would someone who has AFib have?
With atrial fibrillation, probably the most common symptoms would be fatigue and feeling that your heart's racing or beating irregularly. A good number of patients may not feel any symptoms in terms of how their heart feels, and their symptom may just be, you know what, I just felt like more fatigued a few weeks ago, or shortness of breath, or I just don't have as much energy, and all those symptoms can indicate atrial fibrillation. Sometimes it can lead to passing out, whether that's due to really fast heart rate or really slow heart rate.
So, it's something you had said, like, there are times when all of us feel that extra heartbeat. Maybe it could be from a situation they're in and stuff like that. Like, when do you listen to those symptoms that you're describing and go see your physician for it?
So, having an extra beat either from the top chamber, which is called a premature atrial contraction, or a bottom chamber premature ventricular contraction, is not that unusual. Even in a healthy person, every now and then, we can have an extra beat. But atrial fibrillation is more sustained, rapid or slow, but irregular heartbeat, usually more than 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes. But just a flutter here or there doesn't necessarily indicate atrial fibrillation. But folks that do have extra beats from the top chamber of the heart, with time, they could be more likely to develop atrial fibrillation. The biggest risk factor for atrial fibrillation is really age followed by high blood pressure. As we get older, there is increased chance of developing atrial fibrillation.
Do you see it in younger people sometimes, though?
Yes, it can be seen in younger patients. Most commonly in younger patients, it's related to hyperthyroidism or a hyperfunctioning thyroid gland, or it's related to significant ingestion of alcohol. It's called holiday heart. If you're out drinking with your buddies, 6, 8 beers, the next day your heart may fibrillate.
Oh, okay. So what type of tests are done to identify that I do have AFib or not?
So if someone is feeling that they're having irregular heartbeat or feeling fatigued and tired, the simplest thing to do is check your pulse. You can take your fingers and put it on your wrist and see if you can check your pulse. And if it's irregular, that can certainly indicate atrial fibrillation. But an EKG is the most simple test that we use in the office, but an EKG is a 10-second snapshot. So folks can be having atrial fibrillation, but they may not, it comes and goes. So just because your EKG is normal doesn't mean that you're having it. Nowadays, with the availability of smartwatches, there are smartwatches that are capable of detecting atrial fibrillation. So it's not unusual that sometimes we'll see patients coming in and say, hey, my watch said I have atrial fibrillation.
So if someone is identified that they do have it, what type of medications are used to control it, I guess you can say?
So when atrial fibrillation starts, it comes, it goes away, and it comes, stays longer, goes away. It comes, stays even longer, doesn't go away. Either we have to shock the heart or cardioversion to bring the patient back to normal rhythm, which is frequently used in conjunction with medications, rhythm-controlling medications to control the heart rhythm. In addition, depending on risk factors, such as if someone has diabetes or heart disease or congestive heart failure or diabetes, depending on how many risk factors they have and their age, they will likely need blood thinners to prevent a stroke. Because with atrial fibrillation, you have irregular heartbeat, which causes stunning of the top 2 chambers of the heart. They're quivering instead of beating. Blood pools. Pooled blood can clot. That clot can dislodge, go to the brain, and cause a stroke. So for stroke prevention, blood thinners become important depending on the person's risk factors.
And that was a question I was going to ask you, like, what if you didn't take care of this and heed advice? What could be, the outcome of not taking care of an AFib if it was?
So the most devastating outcome can be a stroke. So it's very important that if someone has atrial fibrillation, if they've been diagnosed with atrial fibrillation, that they take their blood thinners. And if someone cannot take blood thinners, there are other devices that can be placed, or clips that can be placed to the heart muscle that then prevent stroke prevention without taking blood thinners. But for the most part, they're reserved for people who have had bleeding issues.
Well, thank you so much, Doctor, for this information. And I hope this helps you out there as well. And take care of your heart. Thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
And that does it for the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest news and updates on our YouTube, Facebook, or at our website at wylntv.com. Stay with us for a look at the weather.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.